he just looks so happy around Queen Camilla. And you can tell that she's sort of given him a backbone. She is really a glass half full, and he is a glass half empty, and she said that. And she makes him laugh. Clarence House is a really happy place, full of laughter, a little bit chaotic. I think that they really have a laugh. And I think I know that being royal really separates you from the rest of the world. It's a very lonely place to be. And if you have someone you're not getting on with, it's even more difficult. But Camilla makes Charles laugh. And also, if you think right back, she's so supportive of him. And she praises him all the time. Darling, you wonderful, your speech was wonderful. And he needs that because in his youth he never had that. So and in his dotage, I suppose you could say, he's really being praised, and you can see how happy he is when he's meeting the crowds. I never seen Charles look so joyous as he was over the Easter weekend, shaking hands, smiling, and every sort of walkabout he's done since he became king, he's been, he looks a really happy man, despite the fact that he's obviously not, his health isn't that great at the moment.
You knew Princess Diana. You used to go to Kensington Palace, obviously, to have cups of tea and have a chat with her. You obviously have a lot of affection for Diana. But why do you think this marriage, say 19 years is a great achievement, why do you think this has lasted so much longer or been more successful than his marriage to Diana?
Well, the thing that with Charles and Diana's marriage is that they were at loggerheads with each other, and they were both vying for top spot. Certainly in the beginning, Charles used to get very, very, ask Arthur Edwards from The Sun. He was there right from the beginning. Charles used to get very jealous. He probably wouldn't use that word, but envious of the fact that everybody wanted to see his wife. And he was like an also-ran. And I think that a lot of their marriage was like that. And Diana it was a mismatch. She was looking for something that wasn't there in him. And even after they had William and Harry, she said that they had a real brief period of happiness before she had Harry. And then, and also she had this sort of spectre of Camilla in her head the whole time, and she was obsessed with it. And that yet, when I last spoke to her, shortly before her death, I was very brave. Anyhow, I brought the subject of Camilla up, and she said, "Oh, it wasn't Camilla that ruined our marriage." And I thought, what? I don't believe what I'm hearing. She said, "Oh, it wasn't Camilla. It was the people around my husband." And I thought, it wasn't Camilla. And you've been complaining about Camilla all these years. But she changed tack and decided that it was the environment in which keeping a royal marriage together, you've got to be very strong and probably far more mature than she was.
The interest about talking about keeping the relationship strong, while they've gone up to Balmoral or they've gone up to Burke Hall for a week or so to kind of relax, Camilla's definitely stepped up, and she's now doing, she's now the Prince Philip role. She's now the strength and stay of the king, and she's when the late Queen was unwell, Prince Charles, as he was then, would step in and be the kind of leader of the royal family. But now it's Camilla is the person that stands in for the king. What do you think about that? Do you think that's you glad that Camilla is now the main focal point of the royal family when the king's not there? She
led them into King Constantine's memorial service because obviously King Charles was unable to go to that because the doctor said you've got to keep away from people. But it was different on Easter Sunday, and I think people really respect Camilla because she was 50 when she got into this family. She's now 76, and it's unless you were born to it, it's quite hard. And they have the Windsors have massive energy. Charles, as a young man, used to run everywhere, up and down the corridors. Prince Philip used to run everywhere and jump down all those staircases because they were in such big buildings to get there quicker. Camilla doesn't have that kind of energy, and I think it really takes it out of her. And I think people respect her for what she's done.
Do we know, I was thinking about the crown. Do you remember the pet names they have for each other?
Charles and Camilla?
Yeah. Well, they were called Fred and Gladys.
Oh, that was that was years ago.
Yeah.
When people have nicknames, they usually change, don't they? Different phases. I mean, we know that Harry is H, and we know that Meghan is Meg, but there could be lots of other things. And I can't remember what Prince William was. Big Willie, I think, according to the News of the World. I think that's, and Kate was Babykins. Yeah. But people change the nicknames over time. So I don't know what Charles and Camilla call each other now. Darling, I think.
I think so. I mean, it's still a really strong relationship. So.
And here Charles says it's really nice when he says, my beloved wife, as he used to say with the Queen, my beloved mother.
Absolutely. Should we take a little romp through the royal relationships, good or bad, that are happening at the moment? William and Catherine. We haven't seen them for a while, justifiably, because Catherine, obviously, recovering from cancer. How the last couple of months have been incredibly stressful for the Prince and Princess of Wales. They have a very strong couple. How do you think they will be coping right now?
I think what the Prince and Princess of Wales are doing right now is just concentrating on their family life. The children go back to school next week. We probably will see Kate driving them to school, possibly. I think that people are just waiting to see her again. But I think when you see William and Kate together, they have a great relationship. They're quite touchy-feely, but not over touchy-feely like Meghan and Harry are. They don't cling to each other, but occasionally they do. And they laugh again. I think it's laughter. They laugh together a lot. And I think that William is very, very supportive of his wife. And I know that Carol Middleton has said that to friends. He is so supportive of my daughter. And she's very sort of proud of him. So, it's that mutual support they have with each other.
Are you surprised that there was a YouGov poll, I think, this week, that despite all the furore around the Mother's Day photograph, that the Prince and Princess of Wales are still the two most popular members of the royal family? I mean, they're not without their crises. Remember, a couple of years ago, the Caribbean tour, which I was on, was an absolute PR disaster. They're not without their problems. What is it about you talk about them being warm and they are very, affectionate to each other in private and public. What is it about their relationship that really strikes a chord with the public?
I think it's the warmth between them and the warmth that they it's not fake, it's when they give out warmth. And of course, Kate is a photographer's dream. She's so beautiful. And William's a very good-looking young man. And I think that it's natural. It's not, you see, with Meghan, I feel she's got one expression, the big grin. And I feel that's all, and that doesn't feel natural. But with Kate and William, they've got it's just a warmth they have, and it sort of exudes to everybody around them, which is what the magic that Diana had. However nervous Diana was about meeting people or going out on her own, the minute she was out there, she exuded this warmth and friendliness, and that's what Kate and William do.